Alright, we got a lot of Pokemon games today. Real quick, I'm just going to go through each one, and we'll see what's going on with each one. Pokemon Sapphire, batteries run dry. Pokemon Ruby, batteries run dry. Pokemon Emerald, batteries run dry. I'm just going to see which ones are not just battery run dry, so I'll let you know if there's something different. So, I opened up all the games because I want to look at them inside. A couple of these didn't boot at all. Let me see what I wrote in my notes. A couple of them didn't work at all. One of the silvers refused to boot, one of the reds refused to boot, and then the other red gives a creepypasta Professor Oak at the beginning. After it'll launch if you insert it sometimes, but then it stops working. This one that I'm working on now is Pokemon Blue. It boots and it's saved and it remembered the save file. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this one. Just because it's saved, I just want to see if it holds the save file. The save battery was measuring 3.3 volts, so let's move on to this next Pokemon Blue. Let's measure the voltage of the battery. I'll just read out what that is. That's 3.07, so that's ready to swap out. And I'm just going to hold this battery by the tab, heat this up. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put a new battery on. I've already measured these were all 3.3 volts. This positive terminal is going to be over here. Let's bring this under the microscope. There we go. Okay, we'll let that side freeze. And let's do the other side. Just going to press down. We'll make this even better. Put a little bit of flux on there. And we'll come in with the soldering iron. Come in with my tweezers. There we go. That's great. Do the same thing on the other side. Just want to hold it down. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna clean this, boot and test, and then we'll make sure it's saving. We'll come back and test it at the end of this to make sure it's retaining that save file. So I'll be right back. Okay, this next one is a Pokemon Silver. So just to reiterate, I just booted that last Blue and just basically saved a game to it. And we're going to test to make sure it holds its charge later on. Let's see. Okay. That's out. Let's add some extra solder. This might even be the silver that wasn't booting, so I'll be sure to give this one a really good clean as well. Let's bring this over. We want the positive terminal on the positive side. We'll come back and tidy that up. Let's do the other side to pin it down in place. Okay. That looks great. And we'll do this other side one more time. Great. Let's give it a good clean. And we'll give it a quick test. I'm going to clean these pins down here because they're kind of dirty. One thing I could also try is a pencil eraser. Pencil eraser can work really well. See how it's making those, tearing up the eraser, but that's okay. Get all this dirt off of the pins. And if that's just what's causing it not to boot, then save some time. Let's rinse that with IPA one more time. Yeah, that eraser trick works really well. So, if you didn't know, now you know. Okay, I'll be right back when I can test this. Okay, so that silver is booting, and I created a save file with the name silver. Let's move on to this Pokemon red. We've got some interesting things going on here already. Both of these reds did not boot. These should be the more interesting ones, I think. So let's move these legs out of here, because these aren't doing us any good. It's like someone just ripped off the old battery. That's how they did the replacement. There's a lot of bad tutorials on YouTube showing this done, where people basically tape a new battery in. And just don't do that. Solder it, do it properly, or if you can't solder it, send it to someone who can. Take it to a local shop, a local electronics shop, and I guarantee they'll be able to do this in a few minutes flat. Or buy your own soldering iron, you know. It's never too late to get started. Let's check each one of these pins. See if there's anything loose. I wonder if there's a cracked joint. Oh yeah, look at that one. So we're going to go through and reflow all these pins, because why not? I think I'll do this the quick way. Let me get my hot air. I'm going to bring it up to 395 Celsius. I have a thin tip on. I'm going to press down on this chip. I'm going to go full air speed. Press down on top of this chip. I'm just going to go back and forth along these legs until I see those solder joints liquefy. Is it loose now? Not loose now, huh? I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process on all of them and touch up any extras where I see them. That one on the end still is looking a little bit dry, so why not just go ahead and touch it up with some extra. So. Okay, I'll be right back if there's anything else I run into. Okay, so I am noticing that there's some corrosion on the board here as well. So we're going to do what we can to clean that up. Let's see if we can get that eraser trick working on this board as well. Here, I'll come at it sideways like this. Let me just make sure that all of those pins are free of flux. Hey, look at that. There's that little bit I can't quite get off. But let's see. See if we can make all these pins nice and shiny. Okay, let's clean that with alcohol one more time. Here's me get my toothbrush. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and install the battery, just like before, and then we'll see if it needs anything else. Well, this one's, whoops. It's working now. Let me see if I can save it. It's Pokemon Red. I'll just call him Red for the first one. And I'll save it, and then we'll check it after at the end of all these repairs. Alright, we're moving on to the second Red now. This one has some more interesting things going on. Let's start by just removing these battery tabs, just like the other one. And those just get tossed. This board has a lot of corrosion on it, looks like. I think what I may do is remove these components completely just so I can clean this board, because if this board has any chance of surviving, I should just completely clean it off. So let me try a different nozzle. I'm going to get a wider nozzle, and we're going to get these components off of here. So let me hold this back. Just going to go in a circle around this chip. I'll just hold the board up I'm at 395. I just want to keep that air moving. Just going around in a circle. And I'm holding the game cart up. And I'll just let the game cart drop. Whoop. Got one side. There we go, both sides. Let's put that aside. Let's do this second chip while the board's still hot. Here's your second chip. Let's go ahead and do this timer chip as well. Okay, and lastly, this small chip right here. Okay, now you can kind of see what's going on here. Wow, okay. This PCB might just be completely destroyed. We're going to have to do some serious cleanup. So I'll be right back when I can get this all scrubbed down with some alcohol and we'll see what's going on. So I was able to look at a pinout. Supposedly this connector isn't used. This pin that's just obliterated isn't used, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a good idea just to replace the PCB anyways. I would have to order one. I'm looking for my eraser so I can try wiping off. Just want to see what's going on with this power pin, because it is messed up. This board is in rough condition. These pins are severely worn down. It's all this gunk that won't come off. Just lightly scrape it. I feel like a dentist. Okay, let me rinse this off. I'll be right back. So I've determined that this board has extensive damage. Not sure how many of these are broken, but I'm going to contact the customers to see what they want to do. If they want to have me try to patch some of these, like this via right here is broken. There's a lot of corrosion all over the board. And sometimes it's better in this case just to replace the PCB either with a donor game or just it kind of depends on what they want. So I'm going to hang on to this cartridge for now. Just let them know that it's going to need trace repair if they want it to work. Haven't tested each one of these single vias, but it can be hours of work to get this all up and running, and it might just be worth it just to replace the PCB. And we'll just, keep all those little chips aside, and when we get the parts, we can quickly assemble that. So we'll come back to this Pokemon Red, probably in another video. Just depends on what the customer wants to do. Okay, we're on our last Pokemon game that we'll be working on, and let's go through that same routine. We're going to remove the battery, old one, just confirmed to be dead. Bring this over here. Awesome. Let's put some fresh solder in. If I remember correctly, I think this one perhaps was not booting either, or it was giving the creepy... Actually, yeah, this one wasn't booting at all, so... But this board doesn't look nearly as effed up as the other one. There is some corrosion here. But I think we can clean this off, and I don't know if anything's broken here. Let's flip it over and look at the back. If you see like rotted vias back here, then it's not a good sign, but I'll start here. It doesn't look amazing, but it's not the worst I've seen. Scrub these battery terminals nice and clean. And let's check for any loose pins. That might be loose. Let's go to this big guy. This is where I'm betting we'll see something loose. Because look at how it just kind of floats there on top. This board gets flexed one too many times. One of those joints just pops off. Could be wrong. Whoops. Okay. Well, it looks fine. Check the pins on this other side. No loose pins on the other one. So my prediction was wrong. Just check each of these for anything obvious. It all looks fine. Minus some corrosion on here. Just look around the board one more time. So far so good. We're going to give this set of pins the eraser treatment, just like we did with the other ones. These pins are definitely worn, Just gonna go down the line. Okay, clean it off. I'm just gonna test the cart and see where we're at. Okay, we got a boot. No problems there. Let's go ahead and install the new battery. And this is the same thing as before. And then we'll go ahead and check to make sure all of our saves are holding. I'm gonna save this game, of course, too. Let's go to the other side. Not quite lined up how I want it to be. Okay. Let's look here. Add some flux. Let me press that down with my tweezers. Cool. Now I'm going to launch and test it one more time, make a save file, and we're going to go through the games one by one to see if they're holding their saves. Okay, let's go through this one by one. We'll see if the save file's stuck. And we're also going to see if these games boot the first time. So here's our first Pokemon Blue. We got to continue. Player Blue. So that one's working. On to the next one. It's another Pokemon Blue. If these all boot the first time, that's a great sign. That Pokemon Red is trash, though. That one. We're going to have to do that some other time. Player BB. That's working. It's Pokemon Silver. First time boot. We got to continue. And I think, where can I check the time? Well, it told me the time at the beginning, but it did load the save. We got a Pokemon Red. Awesome first time boot. I think this one's just named Red as well. Continue, player Red. Save loads. And Pokemon Silver. Almost forgot about those Game Boy Advance games. We're gonna have to flow those. But these Game Boy Color ones were the ones that were having issues booting. Awesome. Continue, player Kamon. Okay, so all the Game Boy Color games are good to go. Let's do these battery swaps on the smaller ones real quick. Alright, so we got some more dirty pins. I'll just do some preventative maintenance. I'll just clean these while we're here. Because why not? Just shine them up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get rid of this battery. And let's get one of our new batteries. Make sure it's going the right way. Let's do the positive side first. Ooh! Just burnt my finger. Nice. It's okay. My reflexes worked faster than my hands. I mean, my brain. That's gonna hurt later. Press this down into place. I think I need some more solder there. See if I can press that down. Okay. Can't believe I burned my finger. I do want some more solder on there. Great. Now I just got to repeat this same thing on all three games. And we'll be right back to test. Alright, let's see. Start with the emerald. As long as it doesn't give me that save battery is dry error, then we're good to go. Oh hey, there's the save file. It's for Jesus. Great. I'm pretty sure that this one is just for the clock. It might be that way for all three. Okay. Let's try sapphire. Harmony with 30 hours. Wow, that's cool. And Ruby. Oh. Let me remove and insert that one more time. Uh-oh. This one's giving me garbled Nintendo logo. Let's try that. Let's take a closer look at that board. I may have missed something or touched something that I shouldn't have touched. Let me try cleaning this board off, and I'll be right back. Okay, it still wasn't booting. So I'm going to check each one of these pins for anything that's loose. Just check one by one. I'm going to check the corners. Any loose joints? Let's look at the other side. How about this smaller one? Unless there's a broken trace somewhere. But it booted before. Let me try launching it now that the battery's out, just to make sure that's not a factor. The pins are kind of sticky. Let's just go ahead and make sure that's all clean. Okay, let me try booting again. Alright, this bad boy is going to just need a quick reflow. Was working before, which is weird, but that's okay. Could have been something just from flexing the board, trying to put the battery on. That's okay. I'm just gonna... Alright, let's flip to the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. Release. Release, and we'll let that cool. Okay, let's test now.